everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate you joining me today. So today's video is all about, I've just been diagnosed with hearing loss, now what? So I want to share some tips with you that helped me when I was first diagnosed and that have helped me over the past, 6.5 years going through my journey. And I will say right now that this video is great for people who've just been diagnosed with hearing loss, or if you know someone who has been diagnosed with hearing loss, these tips can also help you help them. So my first tip as someone with hearing loss is to find someone you feel comfortable confiding in. Now I know that can be really hard because sometimes people don't really like speaking about their hearing loss, but it's so important to have someone, whether you speak to them in person or you speak to them through messages, like you can always message me, or if you can text someone. It's just very, very important to have someone that you feel comfortable with. And that's, saying, if you've just found out, like if you're a parent and you just found out your child has hearing loss, make sure they know they can come and talk to you. Check in with them. Checking in with people is so important, and it goes a long way. And it could just be a simple once a week, hey, how are you doing? How's everything going with your hearing loss? Is there anything I can do to help you more? Is there anything you'd like us to, try and change in our day-to-day lives? I just think it's really, really important to check in with people. The second thing is resources and finding things that can help you feel better about your diagnosis. So I personally love this book, Here and Beyond, as well as one called The Way I Hear It. This one's written by Sherry Erberts and Gail Hannon, and the other one, The Way I Hear It, is written by Gail Hannon. And these books are so amazing. For me personally, it's all about having something relatable and feeling heard. There's so many things that we have to deal with on a daily basis, and just reading through things that they've experienced and be like, oh my God, that happens to me too. It just makes me feel so much better. And so I think it's important for people who have hearing loss to read these books, but also if you don't have hearing loss, it's very helpful to make you understand what the person who has hearing loss is going through. And I think that's really hard for us to articulate sometimes. So having someone write it out is so incredibly helpful. The third thing, when I was first diagnosed with hearing loss, my dad, bless his heart, decided to find out celebrities that also had hearing loss, and he thought that would make me feel better being like, oh, did you know that Halle Berry also suffers from hearing loss? And I was like, oh, I didn't know. That's really cool. Or there's an NHL player, I think his name is Jim Kite, also had hearing loss, and he went to play in the NHL. So sometimes it's kind of nice to hear those relatable people who are super successful, they have hearing loss, look at them now kind of thing, which I know that kind of sounds a little ridiculous, but at the same time, when I was diagnosed at 25, I was mortified with my diagnosis, which now I'm like, why was I so upset about it and embarrassed by it? But now I'm like, my hearing loss is who I am. I'm here to help people, and I think that this was the path I was meant to be on. And so if you have someone in your life who's struggling, maybe find something that they're into and see if there's someone who has hearing loss that's into that as well. And that can go a long way because it shows that you're trying and you're trying to engage with them and help them out. And the fourth thing, I've created a hearing loss journal that has helped me because I find it really important to get out my feelings and get out my frustrations and keep track of where I'm at. And so this would be a great gift or something to purchase for yourself. It's on Amazon. I will link everything below. And I also have some fun notebooks to kind of make hearing aids more seen in the world. And I think, we're on a great path with that, but we need to put them out there more. And so I've created some really fun, awesome hearing aid designs. Sorry, I shouldn't say I created them. My lovely friend Nelia designed these for me. They're absolutely stunning. And again, I'll put all these links below. They're all available on Amazon. And I think it's just important that we continue to talk about hearing loss, continue to show off our devices. Like, it's so hard to see mine, but that doesn't mean that they're not there. And that's something that is really hard to deal with when people are like, oh, you have hearing loss? I didn't know. You seem so, normal. Ugh, hate that word, but I fake it a lot, which I've talked a bit about. I get through with nodding and, oh yeah, which is not good. I really shouldn't do that. But, my goal is to make hearing aids more seen and talked about. And that's what I'm trying to do with my notebooks and journals here. So those are kind of my 4 things. I have hearing loss, now what to do. Find someone you can talk to, whether it be in person or, through messages. Find resources that, like this book, and other books that make you feel heard. And it's really nice to see things that are relatable, and follow people online that, are going through what you're going through, because it makes a huge difference seeing that on a daily basis, that there's other people going through what you're going through. And try and, if you're really interested in sports or fashion, or, drawing a blank here. I have major mom brain and brain fog. But if you're interested in something, look into that and see if there's other people with hearing loss, because there's huge communities out there that you can probably find more people to talk about that have a lot more of what's going on like you do. And then the other thing is, putting it out there that you have hearing aids, and, having things like this in your life that really showcase the devices. So those are my tips. I hope those were helpful, and I hope, going through your journey, you find things that do help you, whether it be one of the things I've mentioned or something else. But if there is something else that helped you, please let me know below. I'd love to hear, what has helped you go through your journey. And I'll see you guys next time.